Seaweeds have a lot of phenolic compounds that are very, very healthy, and some of which, such as astaxanthin, help upregulate certain longevity genes, such as FOXO3. FOXO does a whole bunch of things in the body, and it helps. One thing it helps to do is reduce inflammation. You can think of inflammation as, at the cellular level, it helps to drive the aging process. So you want to have an anti-inflammatory lifestyle, right? You want to have a supercharged FOXO, and you can do that through dietary means. Eating lots of seaweed that contains lots of astaxanthin.
Seaweed might be a longevity superfood, but it turns out it's also an environmental supercrop. On a global scale, it has the potential to provide 10% of the world's food supply within 30 years. And it pulls toxic byproducts of modern agriculture from the environment, such as nitrogen and phosphorus. It also absorbs and uses huge amounts of carbon, potentially reducing the speed at which climate change might occur. Needless to say, I'm sold and I want to take some home with me. For the surrounding ecology, seaweed is as non-invasive a crop as you can get. Even the local fish want their share.
It just gets sucked up right into the big pipe, and then they put it in these big crates on the boat. And I guess we're going to go and process all those crates now back at the facility. It's really cool though to see this sort of farming happening, and it certainly doesn't try and overtake the environment or control the environment, but I think works with it, which is what's so special. Pretty slimy. Feels like compost. This way! Oh, this way! It might not look that beautiful, but it certainly tastes pretty good. Arigato. I'm feeling particularly privileged today because we've been invited to go and meet some of the older members of the community. They've got a few meetings on and we're going there now.
Okinawa is a community that really does focus on support networks, which I think is really important. They call them moais. When you're about 6 years of age, your parents will put you in groups with other people your age and they'll cultivate those relationships. What they're doing is they're growing old with a supportive network that's helping them out when they have a bad day. They're not growing old in isolation. So
in all the blue zones, you tend to see a lot less dementia. You tend to see a lot more cerebral readiness inside of those communities. And I think part of it is how they come together as a family and how you come together socially.
The one key to health and happiness. Now, this is a 75-year study from Harvard University, showed the one key to health and happiness. It's having someone else in your life who loves and cares for you, who you love and care for. The best drug on the planet is a thing called happiness. It's got nothing to do with pills or modern medicine. When you're with the people you love, you're releasing all of these happy chemicals. The first one is serotonin. Now, serotonin is the mood chemical. So when you look outside the window and it's the sun shining, it's a lovely day and you feel good, that's because serotonin levels are normal. So number 2, dopamine. When you do anything that's pleasurable, whether it be a nice conversation, a lovely meal, you secrete a bit of dopamine, so you'll keep doing that activity because it's pleasurable. The next one is what we call oxytocin. Now, oxytocin is the love chemical. So when you bond with someone, you release this oxytocin, that wonderful feeling of bonding. The next one are what we call the endorphins. Now, the endorphins are the natural opiate, so it's like a natural form of morphine. And finally, and this is my favourite one, is a thing called Anandamide. It's the bliss chemical. Those 5 happy chemicals that are being released into your bloodstream, they give you optimal function of not only your brain, but the rest of the body as well.
You have 50% less risk of dying early if you have strong links to family and friends. On the flip side, social isolation and withdrawal are worse for us than smoking, obesity and substance abuse. It turns out that feeling of being accepted by our tribe is what gives us the key to a long and healthy, happy life.